Yo, what would y'all do if the Warriors?
What?
What would y'all do if next year? If this ends, Giannis loses in the finals or some shit, or like loses in the second round, and he just says, "You know what? I'm taking my talents to
Golden State."
Golden State." What would y'all do? Oh my God! Do y'all think? All right, so do y'all think it's worse than
Could
KD?
be. So remember when I said Charles Barkley would be the perfect center for the Houston system?
Yeah.
I lied. It would be Giannis. Giannis would be the perfect center for the Houston system.
Disagree.
That's because you don't know what you're looking at. Obviously.
No, but you come up to the same issue that you had when you were talking about the Rockets before with Capella. Giannis cannot spread the floor.
No, yeah, I agree with Lindsay. Well, but it's different. I don't think you have the
He makes more threes per game than fucking Clint Capella and takes way more. And he shoots.
No, but the whole thing is you're gonna have 3 ball dominant players.
But he shoots 30%. That's good enough for the Rockets.
Well, you have 3 ball dominant players.
I don't think they give a shit about that. They were trying to trade all their picks for Jimmy Butler.
But
oh, man.
I don't know. I think him with the Warriors makes it scary because you don't have quite the because I think Kevin Durant is better than Giannis. So, but it's not only because of that. I think Kevin Durant's skills make him what the Warriors really needed. But it doesn't become a KD shift, but it becomes a shift big enough that it's like you can't guard Giannis one-on-one, and you can't guard Steph one-on-one. So it becomes the issue, and then you have
the pick and roll would be lethal.
And then you have your third option being Klay Thompson again, and I think Klay Thompson is going to get more shots with Giannis being on the team than when KD was, because I think Giannis will play more. He'd pick a role and take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all right,
that would be interesting if it happens.
Here's your thing. Talk to me about the Bucks, because you brought up something earlier today that I thought was interesting, and I just wanted you to bring it up here on the show, because you were talking about this.
Oh yeah. So my issue with the Bucks right now is throughout the season I didn't have an issue with it because they were limiting players' minutes, especially Giannis's. Like Giannis played the whole year averaging 30 minutes a game and getting you 30 points a game, which is dope.
That's insane. By the way. That is ridiculous. No other star. Nobody. No, I'm so sorry, but this is to be said. Nobody who has ever averaged this many points a game has played this little amount of time.
Kitty cat.
Yeah, that's efficient.
Period. It's never had. That is ridiculous.
And not to mention what makes it even crazier is his team is not that crazy where you can just I just think they have them being together for so long and the chemistry makes them so good, but he doesn't have a clear.
Not a lot of high skill. I'm a dick.
No, you're good. But keep on. You're good.
He has a lot of high IQ guys on this team.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys who can coach other guys, like a Kyle Korver and a Brooke Lopez and guys like that.
When you got a guy with Chris Middleton averaging 21, but he shoot at 50, 40, 90, that'll make you elite. If your second guy is shooting 50, 40, 90.
Okay, wait. Can we stop really quick and can we realize that the Bucks have 2 pairs of siblings on their roster? You got both Lopez brothers, and then you have the Giannis Antetokounmpo and Giannis. I just fucked up their last name really bad because I just got excited because I saw this.
Yeah, but this fucking guy's not playing.
No, I know, but it's so weird. Yeah. When was the last time you've had that?
Their YouTube channel is very entertaining, but who gives a shit?
No, but seriously, how weird is that? Sorry.
That is. I could see how the chemistry is so dope.
Yeah, it does help with that, and I'm sure it makes Giannis happy. But this is very much similar to Cleveland patronizing LeBron.
What, making?
Oh,
like,
sure, we'll let your brother on the team. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's just an extra
yeah.
roster spot of about $1 million. But what? You're the greatest player we're ever gonna have. So
Yeah.
fuck it.
Well, second greatest player we're ever gonna have. Yeah.
He's got a chance to change that. He's got a chance to change that.
You know who's the first?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who played there for significantly less time than Giannis will end up playing there for.
Who do you think it is?
If he does the same exact thing, as Kareem did and leaves, then you're right. But if he stays
there 20 years and gets them one chip, I'm not picking him over Kareem. I don't
agree with that.
Kareem had 10 years there, 5 MVPs, and a chip. You're gonna give me 5 MVPs and a chip?
You might give you close to that. He's already got one.
And are you gonna put up better stats? Like, I don't know.
I think this is an insane stat line and tougher competition. You and I would both agree with that.
I agree.
So I
just wanted you to say it.
Kareem was playing. Oh, this is actually. You know what? Thank you for saying it. Kareem was playing almost double the minutes. Not double the minutes, but like 15 more minutes a game.
Yeah.
In the 70s to get close to the same stats.
33. Yeah, 33 and 17. And my man is getting 30 and 14.
If Giannis played 45 minutes per game, he'd probably be able to match those stats.
And by the way, Kareem was there for 6 years, 3 MVPs, 1 chip.
Thank you.
He was there for 6 years?
6.
That was my point. If Giannis stays for 20 years and wins 1 chip, I will pick him.
Oh, I tweaked. My bad. I thought he got traded like late 70s, but I forget it was like in the mid.
We did it, you bum. I'm just kidding.
I know I'm tweaking. My bad.
But
you got it.
Here's the thing I wanted to compare. I wasn't even planning on comparing him to this in history. What I want to see is, first of all, I want to look at last year, and I want to see if his minutes go up into the playoffs.
So, were you trying to point out how they're not like creating a playoff roster in this bubble? They are still spreading their minutes.
Yeah. So my issue with Giannis from when he even during the season, I think, and it was really gonna.
Hold on.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. He was screwed going in, like this quarantine shit. This shutdown saved him because. If you remember, he got a knee injury and he was going to be out for weeks, and he was out weeks going into the playoffs. So he would have had. Hold
on, I can pull that up.
Yeah, so he goes and he gets injured, and going into so it was already we had like a month left going into the playoffs. He was gonna be out. I think within the first round of the playoffs. So he already had to start working his way into playoff shape because. Getting 30 minutes is nice, but your body is also used to playing 30 minutes. You're not used to playing 40, 42 minutes a game.
Well, this is my point. I actually wanted to go into this previous year, and I wanted to see if his minutes ramped up when we get to the postseason. So here he's playing 32 minutes a game, a little more, 27, 12, and 5, and steal and a block in the regular season. When we get to the playoffs, I wonder if those minutes go up. Because maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Yeah, because and I think a lot of people were saying that he looked gassed when he went.
Kind of shapes my opinion on what I'm about to say next. So this I think is a problem. 34 minutes a game in the playoffs. It only went up 2 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look at the games. Let's see if there's any standout. Maybe he played more in elimination games. So hold on. This is the regular season. Let's go down to the playoffs. There's a couple of 38. I see very few 40s. Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. And to put this in perspective, Giannis, I think this current year, he hasn't played more than I think he hasn't played more than 37. He's played more than 37 minutes or more 2 times this whole year. And to give you some type of comparison to another star, Kawhi Leonard, who's load managed the fuck out of this year and actually not played games, has played 37 plus minutes 7 or 8 games this year. So it's he's there's no reason that Giannis in the middle of his prime, no injuries.
We don't look at Giannis in this light very often.
Yeah. But it's because we've seen him play the minutes and we've seen him like go really hard for his team. So I don't think it's his team.
What we're actually showing is we haven't seen him play the minutes. We've seen him go
in
hard.
His career.
Look, I'm showing you. This is the peak Giannis, where he's winning 60 games and won an MVP. This is from his MVP season during the playoffs. He played 37 minutes.
At this level, you're saying, okay? Because I've seen him. I know there was a year that I think Jason Kidd was the coach, and I saw him play 48 minutes a game, and looked.
And he was safe.
And he was trying his hardest, and I think people see that and know how much hard work he puts in, but they don't look at him as that.
But with Budenholzer, he'll never do that again in his career.
Yeah, which he shouldn't, and he shouldn't.
Here's an example. Okay, so here's what I need to look up, because this is what makes me figure out whether I disagree with you or not. Because I need to look at John Stockton, because even though it's a totally different game, though. It's a totally different game, but I'm picking him up mainly for this. Once he hit age 30, his minutes, really his whole career, but like up here he played a little bit more, but he's known for having limits restrictions and not playing a lot of minutes historically through his career.
Yeah, and how many championships did that mindset get them?
But this is my point. He still made the finals. Giannis has never even made the finals. I just want to see if it went up or down. And if it didn't go up, further to my point that this concerns me, that I think maybe limiting the minutes is not always good. Because even somebody like Kawhi, he limits them in the regular season, but he always picks it up. But okay, this is exactly what I'm saying. 29 minutes per game in 98, right? When he went to the finals. 37 in 96, 97, the first time they went to the finals. And everyone thought they were going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Championship. And like, this is my point. If you're going to save the minutes in the regular season, you got to step it the fuck up in the postseason. You can't just, like, even if I go to Tim Duncan, who Mike Budenholzer is from, this guy's family tree. So if I go to Tim Duncan, I know he was a guy terrible.
Duncan.
I know he was a guy.
Right there.
Sorry, I'm on a roll here. So he's a guy who, towards the end of his career, was on a minutes restriction.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say
throughout most of his
28 on. Average 31 minutes a game in the regular season, right? He'd win several championships within that period of time.
Yeah.
And because when you get to the postseason, his numbers go up.
Yeah.
Look, same period of time, 405 to the end, 35 minutes a game. They went up on average 5 extra minutes. But when I go on the per minute basis, at 37, he's playing 32 minutes a game. But for the most part, everything goes up. 37, 38, or 38 here, 39. Like, my point is,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You have to.
And that's my point. That's pretty much the same.
That should be the entire point of minutes restrictions. Should be the Duncan, like, you're trying to extend the career and win at the same time.
Yeah. But I just think what I'm saying is I feel like in a situation like this, and even so, let's say beginning of the bubble never, like, this quarantine never happens. Everything's normal in the world. Yeah. Let's say Giannis doesn't get injured, before the season. I'm saying I'm looking at the last 15 games of the season, and I'm gonna and probably the last 10. I'm gonna play Giannis a couple minutes, like move his minutes up to like 33, 34 minutes a game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just make him play more, get him the reps, and then once the first round of the playoffs comes, I'm gonna give him 37, 38, 39, maybe something like that. And I want to get him to where by the second round he can give me 40 minutes a game at least. Because you're gonna need just when it in the playoffs, you want your star. Like you can't be like, you know what, I didn't prepare him enough for this moment. Like it's just gonna be, you're screwed. You cannot have the best player on your team not be physically prepared for the moment.
So I have another theory that I'd like to share.
Okay.
We're waiting.
I know, I like to be dramatic. It's kind of my deal. So, Mr. Mike Budenholzer, head coaching career.
It's Holzer?
He's a
Yeah.
pussy.
I always thought it was hose.
I was like, I thought you were telling me I was saying it wrong. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
There's an L there?
So listen to me. Look,
Sorry, I got distracted.
he was responsible for this. That insane Hawks team that won 60 games out of nowhere and had that where they didn't lose in January. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Insane regular season team. Let's look at the minutes. I'm going to tell everyone I haven't even prepped for this. Let's look at the minutes.
No one knows.
Look familiar?
Yeah.
Let's go down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Here's the fucking playoffs.
Did they have success in the playoffs?
They really got to move. This is my point. This is my fucking point. The minutes go. Kyle Korver goes up the most for whatever reason.
Yeah. He's like, we need you to shoot.
Yeah, we need you. We need threes, Kyle. Threes.
Take your 8 a game, motherfucker.
Today. But look, barely anything. And I'm pretty sure they made no noise. They somehow played 16 games. So I guess they got out of the first round. But I'm just going to Mary Carroll, for example.
I remember thinking this team was super overrated.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my point. This is my point. This is my point. They made it to the conference finals. That's what this is, right?
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Washington.
Yeah, smoked by
right?
LeBron.
That's
Yeah.
conference finals? Yes. And LeBron.
That was the year that both, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't. What year was it that Golden State swept all the way, or almost swept all the way? No, it swept all the way through. And then Cleveland almost swept all the way through. It was like the worst playoffs ever.
That was the year that Cleveland won.
16?
Oh, in 2000. No, it wasn't.
18?
No, it wasn't.
18,
it wasn't.
Wait,
I thought it was.
Nah, it must have been 2007.
But this is Budenholzer's MO. So do we think Budenholzer can win a championship playing like with this style, where he just constantly keeps these guys at 30 fucking minutes?
No.
Forever.
No.
Me neither.
Well, no. Time out. Depends on what team. If in free agency, let's say he could get the other star for Giannis and Chris. If you have Chris Middleton as your third option,
I totally agree. You and I are completely on the same wavelength with that.
Then it's different. But
how many stars have you seen sign a free agent contract to play in Milwaukee?
See, that's why I think it depends on, like, if Giannis has a friend or some shit, someone close, like, because the whole thing is Giannis is putting Milwaukee on the map.
When Cleveland had LeBron James and LeBron put Cleveland on the map, how many free agents of note did he get to sign in Cleveland?
Free agents, like stars? Well, the whole thing is
he had trade, like, either time. The first run or the second run?
Yeah, no one wanted to be in Cleveland.
Because that part of the country sucks during the NBA season. It's cold, it's shitty, and when you have the choice to play in Los Angeles or Texas where there's no state income, or Florida, same deal. Yeah. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, that's true.
It just doesn't make sense as a free agent to sign there. Like, realistically, and like, from a basketball perspective, you could just do something else in a warmer place and be happier.
It just sucks because Milwaukee's actually like a state that like loves basketball a lot.
Yeah,
like,
and they've had their team threatened to be taken away several times.
Yeah,
and it's like, but my point is, it's really hard to justify as a free agent going there. as long as like, especially in the situation where you have to live there.
And another thing is,
no offense, Milwaukee.
yeah,
But
and another thing is, I don't know, like how close is Giannis to many other stars? Like Giannis, I look at him, and which is a good quality by him, is I think he's very loyal. Yeah. And I don't think he's gonna be like every other star that says, you don't get me what I want.
You haven't heard the Pat Riley rumors, Giannis to Miami?
Jesus.
There's been that I've heard that over the last 2 free agent periods.
I don't know why why would you pick Miami over Milwaukee right now? Like team or like
really?
I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach.
Like besides wanting, I don't know. I like because the thing with Giannis is he has the chemistry with these guys, and he made this team really good. I feel like all he needs is a second star. I felt. If Paul George went to Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee would be an overwhelming favorite right now. If Paul George went to Milwaukee,
we agree, but that's my whole point, dude. I don't think you can get a second star to go to Milwaukee voluntarily. So you have to leave.
I gotta see like a list of stars and just see like who's the free agents next year and who could, because
no one will do that. It's never happened.
They need to get the world's best salesperson in on that pitch.
In 60 years, it's never happened. It's easy to get free agents to come to Miami because it's fucking Miami.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles. It's easy. Like, that's where people want to be.
But that's like, oh man, that just sucks.
I feel like I'm totally destroying that. Look, Milwaukee is a very nice place. The people are nice. Yeah. Like, nothing like that.
No, it's definitely not. It's not.
People don't like the cold.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
People don't like snow and cold bullshit weather.
Like Kawhi barely wanted to stay in Toronto because he was just like, it's a different country. It's a, they were giving him everything he wanted from. They were literally sucking. They might as well have been sucking his dick while he was talking to them. Like, oh yeah, hey, and then the freaking owner's just slobbing on his knob as he's having a conversation with the assistant coach because they love this nigga, and he literally was like, "Nah, bro, this is Canada. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm going home, nigga." Like South Beach, what South Side, what's up?
Yeah, like, that's what I like, but I don't know either way. I tend to think he's a loyal guy like you, but losing is frustrating. That's one thing we've learned over the last 15 years in the NBA. And losing weighs on these guys differently than it used to. And
loyalty comes, and especially with the media on you, because they love him right now. But he's gonna just like Bron. They loved Bron until he didn't win, and then when they stopped winning, he was just like, they were like, nah, you have to start winning, because if not, you're not the best anymore.
His thing was that it wasn't that because he was winning 60 games every regular season. It was just he was becoming like Peyton Manning. He was becoming the big star, and James Harden's got this label on him right now. Mm-hmm. The big star that's amazing in the regular season, that can't get it done when it matters most in the playoffs. And
it might change. It might change this year.
Doubtful.
Gematria.
It's real.
It might be.
This is his only chance. But I just think that Giannis, I think, will leave before
that was a travel.
All right, stop riding sack.
Oh, why they slow-moed it though? It's a travel. Like I would have just went past that. Like, all right, whatever.
I think Giannis will leave Milwaukee before he becomes a perennial loser like that. I don't think he'll choose that prideful. I think he'll choose to get those rings like everyone else in the last few years.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't see him being like that. It just off of the conversations. And it depends on how much he's into social media. I don't know how big because if he's not in social media like that, like it could not affect him as much as it affects like a LeBron, like or a James Harden
or Durant.
I don't know how.
It'll affect him. Yeah. It'll affect him. He's a guy who's been hugged by the warm arms of America, being foreign. Like Milwaukee is like Like, he's into that whole embracing shit. And so, like, when he leaves and the people burn his jersey and shit on him and all kinds of shit like that, like, and, like, poop and, like, use it as wipe, like,
What the fuck are you talking
that's going to
about?
be part of the deal.
All jokes aside,
straight face.
all jokes aside, not even joking, if Milwaukee goes through the East and wins the championship this year against any one of those teams, how does that do to Giannis? What like, where does that change? Do you think his greatness, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think?
Remember I said this because I feel like you might ask me this about other teams and players, and I think my answer is the same for every major star in that position. And the answer is, if you win the championship this year, you must, I'm going to say it one more time, you must get another championship.
I agree. But
there is no way you will be respected, treated the same if you only have the one championship from the asterisk season that no one else had ever experienced in 50 years, 60 years of play.
Why?
I think this is the hardest championship to win.
Yeah.
I think overall,
maybe so, but there are some people that would argue with there being nothing, obviously very little distractions or significantly less distractions than there would be in a regular life. Your constant camaraderie with your team and thus building the team chemistry. And you can literally play basketball 24 hours a day if you wanted. If you wanted to leave the court and then continue to play basketball, you could. One could argue that it would make sense that the best team should fucking win this series, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think
it's the most competitive.
I think that's why I think this is the most difficult championship to win, because the true actual best team will always win in this.
I hope you're right.
Or the best team at this point in time. Yeah. Huh?
Injuries could ruin that. But
yeah, if injuries happen. But my whole thing is, I think Giannis. So for me, I think if Giannis wins this championship, this is what happened to Kawhi last year is what I think should happen to Giannis this year.
Yeah,
how people were sucking. No, but he deserves it if he does it. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do anything, but I don't even care. I don't even care if he goes through. And mind you, the East this year is better than the East last year. But the East and I think that the competition in the East this year in the playoffs is going to be tougher. So he's going to have a tougher East.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets through, however he gets through, and then he beats the Clippers or the Lakers, even if he beats Houston, and if Houston dominates the Clippers and the Lakers and then goes to Milwaukee and loses, I'm saying that's dope. If he beats the Clippers or the Lakers for sure, no one can say that's tainted, because you have 2 out of 3 of the best teams in the finals at that moment, and they had a 7-game series. And if it just goes through how it's supposed to and he wins, you gotta give him that respect that I feel like everyone sucked Kawhi off for. When
people will give him respect, but there is no way people will not put an asterisk on whoever wins this championship. There's no way.
But how? We haven't. No, all right. So we had lockout seasons in '99. No one ever mentioned Tim Duncan's championship.
No, because people will literally say you didn't win it in front of a crowd. You didn't win it. You didn't win it with any intensity.
With the pressure. Yep.
You didn't do that, and it's a totally different. It's exactly what I was talking about with the practice gym hero.
Yeah.
There's no. It's different.
That intensity is different. Yeah. But the quality of the game is harder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would agree that the quality of the game. Also, for whatever it's worth, I don't think they should ever put another human being underneath the basket like that ever again.
Agreed.
They need that floor completely clear because it's helping the guys play. You can tell.
This whole quarantine thing is gonna change the way sports are looked at for the next couple of years. I think.
Let's see. Dana White went from being like, I don't really know when I want Conor McGregor to fight because I'm worried about not having a gate, to a month ago being like, fans are the last thing on my mind. I'm not even worried about it. Yeah. There's a lot of basketball this way is not terrible. The fans are not missed.
Yeah. Well, if as it depends. Like as a watcher, it's the game is much better. It literally feels like every game's a playoff game because they like Phoenix. We'll talk about Phoenix maybe, but
it'll make me sad.
They have been so fucking fun to watch, and they've been going hard. And it's like, what the fuck? What changed? What made you just go on a fucking 5-game winning streak? Like what? But like, it just shows like players, all they have to do is focus on playing. Like it's just you don't have any of the other shit
that's why
the mental shit that we talk about. Mental toughness. That's where when you're breaking down great players, you start talking about mental toughness because shit like that. This bubble is gonna show you how mental toughness matters.
Yeah,
in the NBA and what's the difference between a mentally tough player and a mentally weak player? Because you're gonna see a lot of mentally weak players look really good in this bubble.
I totally agree, and all I'm saying is I really hope they called MTV and got some cameras in the hotels so that we get some quality content for during the off season.
Yeah,
because this is like a reality show. What happens when you put 22 NBA teams in one giant hotel? Bucks, do you think they make it out of the East? Yes or no?
If I had to bet money, I'm betting on the Bucks. But I can see a couple of teams beating them.
Yeah.
Like I could actually. The way Toronto was playing, I could kind of see Toronto beat them. And I think
Pascal steps up. I can't see it, but that's okay.
And Boston, if they get this shit together, I think they could beat them because they've beaten them in the past, and Boston has been historically difficult for Giannis.
Yes, but that's also because of Al.
Yeah, I mean,
fucks up situations for those guys like Embiid.
Yeah,
and now Al
is not there,
wasting away on things.
I could see that if 76ers, we'll talk about this soon, just like figure something out or not this year because I don't think the 76ers are going to get anywhere this year. Second round most, but we'll talk about it. Yeah. But if they were to actually figure shit out, I think 76ers should be the freaking clear favorite for the East in terms of talent. And like if you could put like a controller in all of the asses and play how they're supposed to play, you'd win the East pretty easily with the 76ers, but you can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I always say.
If Ben Simmons was under my watch,
they'd be fire.